thanks for tuning in. I wanted to remind you of our Road to 1,000 Subscribers giveaway that we have going on our YouTube channel. If you subscribe and have a public profile, you'll be entered to win a free RX Smart Gear original jump rope. You'll get to pick the pattern of the handles, the color and weight of the cable, and you'll be getting one of the best-selling, best-performing jump ropes out there. Every time we hit a new century mark with the number of subscribers to our channel, we'll randomly select a new winner. And our friend Dave Newman is going to throw in a little something extra for each winner. So a special thanks to our sponsor, RX Smart Gear, to Dave Newman for being such a great partner, and to you for being a loyal listener. Good luck, and I hope you are our next winner.
Interview to tell you about our newest sponsor, Up Before You Coffee. It is delicious, has different little notes of chocolate and things like that, and it's really clean and crisp, but they have a light roast. They also have a medium roast, as you can see there. We are so excited about this sponsorship. If you use Clydesdale 20, all caps, Clydesdale 20, you can get 20% off your order. Just go to upbeforeyou.com and order your coffee. It's delicious. You'll love it.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Lazar. How are you?
Oh, both of you are there.
And
I'm here too. There's three of us.
We have a new friend.
I can see only one. Let me. Oh, now I can see you all. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you?
Great. You?
Good.
Good.
So you remember Scott and I? We have a friend, Amy.
Yes. Yes.
Hi.
She's
Hi.
she's a
Amy
CrossFit.
actually took some pictures of me on the games,
me.
right?
That
That was
me.
Kat. That's
That was
Kat.
Kat.
I know that was you, but also I think some Amy also
Oh.
took some pictures of me. So I was maybe
Probably a different Amy, but Amy was
Yeah,
at the games.
probably.
Yes.
And taking pictures on her iPhone, perhaps.
Yeah.
So really appreciate you taking the time to meet with us today.
Of course.
Wanted to try to get with you at the games, but you were busy taking 9th place at the games.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I tried to take like some more places up, but hey, it's okay for the first time.
Hey, for your rookie year, not too bad. You beat the likes of, Mr. Scott Panchik, Noah Olson, Travis Mayer, just, some household names in the CrossFit space. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Wanted to give you a chance to sort of go through the events.
Sure.
So we're going to walk through all 15. We'll have questions as we go through. But this will be your little, your chance to give a synopsis of how things were feeling, how things went. We'll talk about some of your wins and highlights and things like that. So talk a little bit about getting to the United States, how you felt going into the competition.
Well, it was my second time coming to US. First time I came as a lifeguard 5 years ago. And I worked full season. That's how I met CrossFit, actually. And this time, I think it was much easier. I knew what to expect. And I was coming with my brother this time, so it was much easier for me, I think. And when we qualified, actually before we qualified, a man that we didn't know called Branislav. I need to say his name because he helped us so much. He said when he saw our names on the open, if you qualify for the games, you will be my guests actually for both of us, and I will do everything to make you feel like you're home. And we're like, okay, like I don't know who's this guy, but if we qualify, maybe like he's our countryman, maybe he can help us with something. And then we qualified, and he reached out again. He's like, guys, are you coming? I want to make you my guest. You will have everything. You will have everything that you need to prepare. You will not need to worry about anything. So we're like, sure, why not? And we actually came directly to New York. We wanted to go a different way, but we wanted to go directly to Madison. But if you land anywhere in the European Union or Schengen area, you can't go into United States. We are from Serbia, and Serbia is not in the United States, in the European Union.
UAE. Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have a problem going inside the US, so we didn't actually need that exception letter that CrossFit sent to everybody. We just needed visa, and that's a different story. So yeah, when we landed, we needed to go. So we needed to travel directly to New York, and Branislav was from New York, so he waited us there, and he made everything perfect for us to get ready for the games. We stayed there for 5 days in New York, actually at White Plains. It's small suburbs, and we traveled from New York to Madison and stayed in Edgewater Hotel, and everything was pretty smoothly going from our trip from Belgrade to New York, so to Madison. So everything was pretty good.
This guy, perfect stranger, right? Just
Yeah,
sort of reached out to you guys, but he was
Actually,
from Serbia.
He was from Serbia, yeah. And
Okay.
I can't even tell you how much he helped us. Like it's unbelievable that at some point you're like, is it possible that somebody wants to help you without any reason? So
Yeah,
like it was just I can't explain how much he helped us. Him and his family. It was just awesome.
so they put a roof over your head, they fed you,
Exactly.
you had
Everything.
access to the gym to use, all that.
Everything.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Did you bring him with you to the games?
No, they couldn't come.
Oh,
I don't really remember the reason, but they weren't able to come. So
okay.
that
Did
was
you
too
have a
bad.
coach? Did you have a coach at the games? Someone with
Yeah.
a band, following you around, helping you out?
I
Who was
had
that?
a coach. My coach that is coaching me for 2 years now. He's head coach of ATP Lab training, and yeah, he came with me to the games. It was it was pretty funny that me and Luka was sharing room, and we don't share same coach, so our coaches share the room. So,
Oh, I love it.
it was teamwork. I liked it that two of them needed to like put all differences aside and just help us. It was good.
Yeah, you really get to know somebody sharing a bedroom for a
Yeah,
week,
and
for
they
sure.
were like, we actually, they said that they actually loved it because they got to talk about the programming and stuff. So
Sure.
it's always nice to hear some new thoughts.
Yeah, it's like they had their own teammate kind of with them that they could bounce ideas off and things too. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so you check in, you get all your swag. How cool
We
is
get
that?
a lot of stuff, a lot. I was worried how I will bring all of this home, but we managed somehow, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think they need to provide everyone with a full-size suitcase along with all of the gear that they give you so that you can
Great
properly
idea.
take it home
Great
with you.
idea.
I will let Noble know for next year what to
Sure.
do. Okay, so let's just jump into it. So how are you feeling going into day one? You've got a swim and a paddle.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't know it's actually kayak. We went to dinner, and Dave Castro, being Dave Castro, he's like, "Well, you guys are paddling across the lake," and we're like, "Come on, paddling across the lake, but not regular paddle. You're using kayak." Actually, I had some knowledge about kayak from before. When I was at Seaside with my girlfriend, I kayaked a lot.
Okay.
Like 2 years straight, and yeah, I was actually pretty happy because I never used the regular CrossFit paddle. I was never at the games before, so I had some knowledge with the kayak, so it was actually a little bit of advantage for me. And yeah, swimming with fins, I work with coach from Train Synchro Swim, and we use fins every session basically. So it was nothing new for me. And yeah, we went on a bus. Atmosphere at the bus was great. Everybody was making jokes, and when we came to the beach, everything changed. Like everybody became serious, and we got briefed, and we had like 10 minutes to get ready for the event. Fast, go to toilet, change your swimming suit, put your cap on, goggles, and then Dave Castro says, it's okay, guys, go inside the water. We will start soon. We go inside the water. Water was not that cold, and weather was nice. But yeah, after sitting for like 10 minutes in the water, you get cold. You get
Sure.
and also like you're anxious about starting the games, and you everybody starts shivering. Some guys start swimming, and there and back, so they stay warm. And at some point, we everybody takes a spot. Sure, I take a spot behind Yone. I'm like, I'll draft off this guy because I know
Smart move.
I knew I'm a good swimmer, but I didn't know how good of a swimmer he is. He was in different heat in Dubai. Me and Fikowski were pretty close all the time, so I know I will be there with Brent, but I didn't know how good Yone was. He beat us from the different heat, but it was not comparable really. And then I'm like, stay behind Yone. And in the first 200 meters, he takes off 100 meters. He gains 100-meter advantage. Like, you can't even see the guy. So I'm like, just keep your pace. And as I'm swimming, every time I breathe on my left side, and I see some girls. I'm like, okay, now take advantage of those girls. And I led them. I think it was Tia and Amanda Banhart. So I was swimming behind Amanda. I was letting her do all the job instead of me. So,
Hey, but
yeah,
it benefited you because you took second.
Yeah, and then like we had 800 meters and 800 meters back. I could have pushed a little bit more and take off and leave Amanda a little bit behind, but I was playing it safe, and then Brent caught up to me at the turn, and then I swam behind him, so I also don't get tired. And at one point we finished, and I just took off my fins as fast as possible, and I see him. He started swearing or something, and I didn't want that to take off my focus, and I'm just, okay, even better if he struggles. I take off my fins and finish the transition, go inside, and then I just took off the girls that were in front of me, and it was actually a pretty smooth run from kayak. Nobody was close behind, and then I couldn't even see Yone, so it was pretty lonely out there. Actually, that was the moment, the only moment I got to appreciate the games and where I am and what am I doing. So it was 45 minutes of kayak. I was all alone, and I was able to see Madison, like skyline, and all the drones and everybody filming. So I'm like, man, you're at the games. This is real. And
That's
yeah,
neat. That's neat.
When I finished, I needed to leave the kayak and swim to the shore. When I dropped the kayak, when I dropped the paddle, my arms was like a jelly. I couldn't swim. I was just thinking, don't look stupid at the camera. They're filming you now. So when I finished that swim with my jelly arms, I'm like, turn around, see if everybody's close. If anybody's close, nobody was close. I'm like, just finish. And yeah, when I finished, they didn't even know my name. Like, the second athlete finishing. Like, who the second athlete? They're like, what's your name? What's your name? I'm like, Lazar. Okay. So yeah.
Did you hear Lazar at all during the weekend? Did anyone call you Lazar?
Yes, the guy that was he was at the North Park. He was athlete control. It was Lazar. Oh, that's me.
So funny.
Yeah, that was the first event.
2 questions about event 1. Real quick. 1, the mass start. Did you get sort of pummeled? We hear stories about, bodies getting pulled under the water and things like that. Didn't happen?
No, I just took off immediately.
You were too fast.
I knew I was a better swimmer than most of them.
Okay.
And I just took off from the start. But I know my brother punched somebody in the head.
Oh, okay. So there you go. I knew there would be stories.
he don't know who it was.
We'll have to talk to Luca another day. How about any water sickness? So I heard some athletes really get, sour bellies from something in the water, presumably if they swallowed a lot of water when they swam. Any issues for you with that?
No, but it's not really clean water to drink. You can't. You can actually expect if you drink a lot of it to be sick, but when you're swimming in the crowd, I assume those guys behind me were in the crowd, and if there's a lot of waves when they start, so if you try to breathe, some of it will go inside your mouth, and like there's nothing really you can do.
Right.
Actually,
Okay.
I was scared for myself not to get sick day before, because we had the opportunity to test fins and kayak day before, and it was really wavy. If those were the conditions, the day we
like the water was
do
rough.
event,
Mm-hmm.
water was full of waves, and yeah, well, if that was the situation for event 1 for real, it would make so much difference. So
Okay.
I'm glad the water was still when we did it.
It was calm. Awesome. Okay. So event 2, you come into North Park, you've got the sled drag, the 510-pound pig flip, and a whole lot of bar muscle ups. Was this, like most people said, really just a gymnastics workout?
No, for me, no.
For you, no. Okay.
No, actually, we got to test the pig before we went on the stadium, and
Was that your first time testing the pig in
Yes.
Madison? Okay.
Yes, we had a 300 kilo, or it's 660 pound tire. So we flipped it to get ready for the pig, but it was different than the tire. It was longer, and you had those handles to catch and to turn it over. So it was a little bit easier, but it was different. So for me, it was only the pig workout.
Okay.
When the workout started, sled was pretty easy. It was just something to get you a little bit tired. Then first pig flips were actually okay. I went with everybody on the gymnastics part, and after the muscle ups, I was second coming to the pig. So Wellner was first and I was second. And the first pig was okay, second pig was okay, and then third pig, something happened. I couldn't lift it. It was I tried to lift it, but I pushed it like 1 meter. I just pushed it on the grass. I was like pushing it like a sled. I didn't know, maybe it was wet or something.
It's getting stuck.
It got stuck. I couldn't lift it, and I stayed there for, my coach was measuring the time. I stayed there on the third flip for 1 minute and 14 seconds.
Oh, geez.
I couldn't flip the third pig for 1 minute and 14 seconds. And then when I picked it up, I finished it pretty quickly. Like third, fourth, fifth was quick, but second to third, it was 1 minute, 14 seconds exactly until I picked the third pig. So it took me a lot of time. Also, the sled was not a big deal coming back to the finish. So yeah, for me, it was just that third pig that I made mistake. Maybe it was a grip from the pedal and then bar muscle ups and ring muscle ups. Maybe I just couldn't grab it correctly, or my forearms were dead. So yeah, it was just a second pig flip for me that was a problem. So
yeah, so I didn't realize that. So that, I mean, that minute and so time could have made a huge difference for you in that workout. Yes. You could have been right up there.
It would have been if we reduce this time, let's say 1 minute, I would have been like third, fourth.
Okay. Good insights. Okay, so your arms are tired. I don't know how your hamstrings are feeling, but you're about to do this 550-yard sprint.
Yeah, my worst finish.
Worst finish, but there's seconds, right? I mean, the difference between first and 30th is really just seconds. So talk to us a little bit about how that event went, how you felt.
Well, I was actually thinking when I was preparing for the games, it will be 100, like if you count the distance of the field, there's exactly, if you count 5 times there and back, there's exactly 550 yards. So I was practicing with turns. I was expecting turns. And yeah, when we got announced that it's just a straight line and some turns to the finish line, I'm like, yeah, this is even better. It's on the concrete. Your feet will be on the flat. It will not sink in the grass. So yeah, it's even better. But then when it started for me, I was expecting to do much better. It was all about positioning. It was not really about, you needed to be fast to win the workout, but for the guys middle pack, it was just about positioning. I positioned myself very bad going into the turn. I was thinking it will be different because you needed to run as fast as possible on the straight line. You know, when they say you need to pace the workout right and then finish strong. I try to do that, but the best advice that you can give somebody for this course, this exact course that we ran, start as fast as possible. So when you are into turn, nobody will go around you on the far side to catch you. So yeah, when I was in turn, I wasn't able to catch anybody. And then there was one turn, another turn, you can't do anything, and then it's just finish line. So when I was going straight to the finish line, I was far from everybody. So not really. I would say it's just a bad positioning. I was good enough to take 15th at least.
So looking at just some of your event placements, would you say that of yourself that you are more of an endurance athlete versus a sprint athlete?
Definitely. I'm even if you see it on the leaderboard, even if you see it on my results from the workouts, you can see in longer workouts I'm one of the better guys, and on shorter ones I'm in the middle of the pack or lower. So yeah, I would say I need to work on my explosiveness and sprints, power output actually.
Yeah. So first time in the Coliseum, Wednesday night. You got wall walks and thrusters. So yeah, how did you like wall walks in the open?
I actually didn't like them because I didn't like them for the standard. And then I did the workout with bad standard. I needed to repeat it. And then a second time I was feeling like I'm flying in the second try in the open, and my countdown timer stopped working. So I'm like, it's okay, I'll finish workout. I'm going much faster than I did before. And I was feeling great. I was going fast. I was thinking I'm going fast. And then I finished, and I'm like 30 seconds slower than my last time. Come on. And then I didn't want to repeat it. I knew standard was good, and I just left it like this. And yeah, I didn't like it because of what happened, but I'm pretty good on my hands for handstand walks, and I have a good shoulder mobility and strength. So yeah, it was okay for me. For me, bigger problem were thrusters, but we did so many of them that I was actually over the moon with that 10th place finish. So,
oh, good. Was it as hot as everyone said it was in the Coliseum, and sweaty and gross?
It was just humid. It wasn't hot.
Okay.
For me, it was just humid. I was second heat from 40 guys. There was 20 and 20, and you were walking in someone's sweat. Somebody left a pond after him, and I just needed to walk my hands over it. Yeah, and it was a lot of it was really slippery, but yeah, I did it. You need to do it. You don't have to say, you don't have anything to say, you just
right. So what do you do after day one?
Just get it done.
How do you recover, sleep? You know, you get a nice rest day in between. What's going through your head here? Are you? Obviously you're talking to Luca too about how he did, and
yeah, for me, first day wasn't really. I don't want to say it wasn't hard. It was hard, but for me it was more mentally, because you had this first event where you go by the bus, and then you go to the bus again to go back to Alliant Energy Center. Then you have event 2. After the event 2, you don't get to rest. You need to jog the course of 550 yards, and then you don't actually have time to warm up. You just go one hit after another. Then you have opening ceremony, and then you need to walk to the Coliseum. Then you need to warm up again and do the workout, and then you need to walk again to leave the Coliseum. So for me, it wasn't really the workouts. For me, it was schedule. It was really packed, and you didn't have any time off for the first day. So yeah, it was more of a schedule issue for me than actually muscle fatigue or tiredness. So yeah, I just got tired from the busyness.
How did you plan to fuel yourself for such a packed day? Did you have food with you?
Yeah, I bought some food from Whole Foods, and there were some market with that you can take the food that you like. It's like, I think they were sponsoring CrossFit Games athlete with some discount. It's what was the name? Lean Feast or something? Yeah, Lean Feast. And you make your own meals, and it was good. I had a lot of meals for that day, and after I finished, I ate all of them. So yeah, it was okay. I think my food and recovery was on point for day 1.
who do you sit with on the bus?
Alone.
Alone. Okay.
Yeah,
Anybody near you?
I wanted space. Yeah, I was sitting on one side alone, and my brother tried to sit alone on the other side, but Scott Penchek came, and he's like, "Man, can I sit next to you?" Luca was, "Sure, come on." Scott wants to sit next to you, of course.
So how do you do that? Do you like put your bag on the seat so like no one will take it, or do you just not make eye contact when somebody comes by?
My bag is so big and full of stuff that if I hold it like this, I will get tired. So I need to put it on the seat or in the aisle of the bus. If I put it on the aisle, I'm just not a good guy. It's better if I do it, if I put it on the seat.
So being newer to the sport or to the games, did you feel that some of the veteran athletes, I mean, you mentioned that about Scott Panchik, but did you feel welcomed by some of these other athletes into the field?
Yes. Me and Luca both felt really welcome from all the guys.
You've competed at other events too, and been with these guys.
The guys knew me from Dubai.
Okay.
And I actually didn't know Scott. I didn't know Noah, Cole. I didn't know guys from the US basically.
Who's your favorite?
From who?
From the group of guys, like just a guy that you maybe want to get
the
to
US
know better, pal
or
around
everybody?
with. Everybody that you met.
Yeah, Fikowski and Wellner were my two favorite guys. Yeah. And Noah, I can't forget Noah. Noah is like great guy.
That's great.
Yeah, so those three.
Okay.
So and it's a funny story. Scott sat next to Luca and started giving him life lessons about Luca. It's like, "Oh, I'm scared," and stuff. Like he didn't say he's scared, but he has some jitters. Mm-hmm. And Scott is like, "Overpower it with joy. Like you need to enjoy it." And I'm like, "You're right. You need to enjoy what you accomplished up until now." So yeah.
Yeah,
some life lessons.
Scott was definitely enjoying his week too, as he announced his retirement and was just soaking it all in. So that's great advice. What do you do on your rest day, Lazar?
Oh, it was actually not really a rest day for me.
Okay.
Because we woke up, had breakfast, and then went to Alliant Energy Center, did some sweat session. I did the echo bike and ski erg, and some bike erg to sweat a little bit to if I lay down, if I was resting the whole day, I would feel worse for the next day. So I wanted to do something active. It was nothing special, nothing that will make me tired or make me sore. It was just sweating. And then I went to a Rusty guys that were at the site, so they helped me a lot through the weekend. And yeah, that was about it.
Did you walk through Vendor Village at all? Get to see any of the teams compete?
No, we actually walked later in the week.
Okay.
When we finished, I think it was day 2 of the games. Yeah, we walked a little bit just to see what's happening. And yeah, when we finished with Aerosti, we went to buy some food, and then came back home, washed some clothes, and then finished all of that by 7. And it's not a rest day anymore, so it's just a regular day.
Getting ready for the Friday that you've got in front of you. So 5 workouts on Friday. Event number 5, you've got rope climbs, the ski erg, and that funky sandbag carry. You took 12th in that event. I look at that one a little bit similarly to the pig flip one in terms of like heavy implement, some high skill gymnastics. Talk us through that one.
I as a rookie, you make mistakes, and I think this was my biggest mistake of the weekend. That I got so much adrenaline inside me for this one because I thought I'm going to win it. I think I'm one of the best guys in the rope climbs, and I'm for sure I'm going to place top 3 in this one. But then I started skiing. I did rope climbs fast as anybody else, and then started skiing, and I started skiing like a maniac. I was holding 142, 143 or something per 500 meters. And it was such a big mistake that after it, my grip, like I lost my grip for the rope climbs. And if you push the ski, you can get 5 seconds. And on the rope, you can gain or lose half a minute. So it was a big mistake for me to go hard on the ski. And I just didn't stop at the first round. I pushed the ski all the time, and then I was dead for the rope climbs. So at the 3rd rope climb of 4th round, so 1 rope climb left, third rope climb, I actually didn't have any grip to do a rope climb. I was thinking I'm going to fall from top, so it would have been just so bad. So yeah.
What happens when you're on the skier? Is it just that you feel so good and you look up and you see you're holding this pace and you're just like, I might as well just keep going. I feel okay.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't know
playing tricks on you.
Yes, like I go fast, and then I come to the rope and I can't climb a rope. I can, but slower than my normal speed. Yeah. For me, Hasselfeld bag wasn't really a thing in this one. It was just something to advance. I think it was meant to be just for the crowd, so they can see.
Looked good.
Yeah, it was not really a thing in this workout.
It made for some really good pictures. I got really good pictures of, some expressions and little funny grips with the hand, and the red contrasted with the black. It was a great photo opportunity. But you're right. Everyone that we talked to in terms of the weight of that sandbag, it wasn't crushing or anything.
Yeah. And actually the shape of the sandbag was much easier.
Looked easy, to pick up.
It was easier to hold it than regular sandbag. So yeah, it felt like it was 70 kilos or 150 pounds and not 200 pounds.
200. Interesting. Okay, so that was the last event on the field that day. We go into the Coliseum for what is supposed to be 2 different workouts, 6 and 7.
The same workout.
Right.
A little bit of weirdness with like the time cap, and then I think the route of the run changed from one event to the next. So maybe that's where your difference is.
I think Tola tested this one. I think Tola
Tola?
tested this one and he
Tola.
killed it, and it was like he did it in 4 minutes, and you guys have 5 minutes.
Right, because he only needs
No
really
way,
one
somebody.
arm to do all those
Yeah.
cleans anyway. So how did it feel? How was the weight for you? What, you know, presumably you train, you know, metabolic conditioning with heavy barbells. That's something that we all as CrossFitters do. How did this one kind of hit differently?
For me, it was just run as fast as you can and lift as fast as you can. I knew I will need to squat the 4th bar, and it was 285 or 295, or no,
Three-
4th bar was 305. 305 was.
Yeah.
I knew I will need to squat this one, and I actually got misinformation that your tie break is only the time that you touch the bar, the last bar. I knew I will not lift the last bar, but I knew I will come to it. And when I came to the 4th bar, I was easy, like, don't miss this one, just clean lift and sprint to touch the 5th bar. Actually, it was correct information. You need to touch the last bar to have it cup +1. If you don't touch the last bar, it's cup +2. And but also the separator was how fast did you lift the 4th bar. I didn't know that. Because on the 4th bar, I'm like, okay, just clean lift, don't miss it. And I took my time, take chalk, squat, clean it easily. If I knew it will be also the separator for cup +1 guys, I would clean it much faster. So yeah, I took 9th at the start. At the first leaderboard, when first leaderboard got announced, I was 9th because I was one of the faster guys to touch the last bar. And then later I was 26th or something, 20 or 26th or something, I don't know. So yeah.
So they went back and applied that sort of second
Yes.
tie break time to the leaderboard. We heard that there was some confusion.
So there was cup +1, and then everybody got. I beat some of the guys. I came first to the bar number 5,
right?
But they lifted. They did easy running until the last bar, and I sprinted. So I took them over. But yeah, it was just it was not a good information.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do actually.
Okay, so those 2 events are over. We go into the handstand walk.
Well, we didn't talk about the heavier ladder.
Oh, well, let's talk about it.
That's my highlight. That's my highlight.
Sorry.
Like that's my I lifted that. The last bar is actually my PR. It's equal to my PR, and I was like, no way I'm going to lift this after this many events and everything that I did. At the warm-up, first bar 325 was so heavy, I actually missed it once. Like, no way I'm going to lift first bar, because when you come to the corrals, they leave you there for 10 minutes and you get cold.
Right.
You didn't lift anything for at least 15 minutes until you come to the first bar. So yeah, I'm like, take it easy and just try to lift the first one. And when I lifted the first one, man, this is easy. I think it was adrenaline from the crowd. And then I knew I will not win this event, but my goal was to finish the ladder. And yeah, I just kept it smooth. I missed one bar, but I just missed, dropped, take a breath, and lifted again. So it was nothing that took a lot of time from me. But yeah, on the last bar, I was the last guy on the floor. And man, you don't want to be last man on the floor, but when
feels good.
It was so much adrenaline from the crowd. I'm like, let's go. I want to lift this so bad. Like, let's go. And everybody started screaming. And the competitors at the finish line were like, come on, come on. And yeah, I lifted it. It was really great moment for me. Like, even though I won an event, that was my favorite moment from the week for sure.
Oh, that's good. And I'm glad you stopped me to talk about that, because for somebody who, even though I was there, for somebody who's watching a whole bunch of athletes and you just look at the results and how you place, right? Easy for me to skip over a 26th place finish,
Yeah.
but for you, it's a highlight. And I love that you stopped me and talked about it. So good. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
really enjoyed that one.
that's awesome. Very cool. You hear a lot of stories about people having moments like that too at the games where the crowd gets behind them and, you know, they do something that we as fans don't necessarily know what your PR is, right? We don't know that you've only lifted that once before, and to sort of see all that come to place is really a cool moment for you. So we're glad you got to experience that. All right, handstand walks with the obstacles. 12th place finish.
Yeah,
Not too
it
shabby.
was good finish. Yeah, it was good finish for me because I was after the cleans. I dropped to 16th place, and that was the worst position for me through the whole week. I never went lower than 16. And when they announced you guys are handstand walking, my brother was in fourth in the first heat, actually first heat, and they're like, first heat, let's go. At first heat, look at each other and they're like, we need to go now. Like, yes, but we didn't warm up, and like they just started handstand walking in the corrals, like just go there and go back. So they didn't actually have any time to prepare the first heat.
So do you know why that happened? Do you know why you guys were rushed?
I know, because so many questions on the briefing.
So that, and potentially another thing. So we as fans saw during one of the heats in the run, the clean event, I think it was the very first heat, Jay Crouch did not have a name bumper thing for his lane. So there were 8 people lined up and 7 lanes marked off. And it took like 2 or 3 minutes for everybody to realize something was wrong. They had to change, you had to wait for the sign to come up and everything else. And I think since that event, they were playing catch up with the time, with the schedule, you know. And I don't, if you know anything about how the CrossFit Games are run, like Dave Castro is all about his schedule and the people that run it. So I think that's probably another contributing factor, is that we were trying to get back on schedule, whatever that meant. But I'm sure there were a lot of questions too from the
but also there was an event announcement between I think between the clean event and between handstand walk. There was a event announcement for the last event of the day, and that took some time, and then briefing took some time, and then questions. So yeah, those guys didn't have really time to warm up. But I was in the 3rd heat instead of 4th, that I was the whole weekend, and I didn't know there were obstacles. We had obstacles in the warm-up area, but we had them so far, and I was trying to walk over some plates to warm up, and then Travis Mayer comes like, man, you know there are obstacles there. No, and I run as fast as I can to the obstacles to actually try the real obstacles, because I never tried them since regionals 2018. Oh, wow. And I didn't made a successful walk through any single obstacle.
In the warm up or in regionals?
In the warm up, not a single. In the regionals, I did good, but in the warm up, I was so bad. I do a step, I go back. I do a step, I go back. I climb stairs, but I drop on the parallels, and I'm like, come on, you need to do something good to get higher in the placement. And then event starts, and I'm like, okay, like, God help me. And I just started walking, and I did everything without a single fail, first one. And I was leading the heat with Noah. And then I come back with Noah. We go forth and back through the whole event. And then on the last parallels, I think I failed once, and it took some time. But if they said sign for one mistake through the whole course, I would sign that I have one mistake. So I couldn't actually at the warm up. I didn't have any successful walks through the obstacles, and when it was go time, something just clicked, and I did it good.
So you're
you
pretty
can
pleased.
see
You're pretty
you can
pleased
see
with that
when
finish.
yeah, you can see when I finished, camera was on me, and I was just yes. So it was good.
Good. So you get that one out of the way, and then we go to the workout that for me looked the most miserable of the
Ugh,
entire weekend,
yes.
which is that damn Echo Bike 21:59 and the power snatches. And power snatches 105, not a big deal. But sort of, coupled with the Devil's Tricycle, with, all of these beasts in your heat, just,
I
yeah.
don't even know. I don't even know
Describe the
what was
pain.
my finish on this one. I don't even know
13th.
You
what was my.
finished in 13th.
It's okay.
bad.
But yeah, when Dave Castro announced it, I'm like, no, this will be a pain fest. That workout hurted like crazy.
Like, it's gonna hurt. You just
Like,
have to.
Yeah,
get through
you
it.
know it's going to hurt. Like you need to go as fast as possible, and you're going to be dead after.
I mean,
So
it's
it
like
was
Fran, like similar to Fran.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I think even worse.
Worse.
When
Right,
you have
yeah,
a
okay,
machine, when you have a machine inside 21:59, it's just so much pain. It's crazy. So yeah, Luca went before me. There were heats of 20. I climbed a little bit after Handstand Walk. I was like 12, and Luca went before me. He's like, you will not feel anything. Just go. Like,
Okay.
okay, and I listened to him. I tried my best on 21. I did unbroken. 15, I tried to keep the pace, and 9, on the last snatches, I knew Baden Brown was just a lane next to me, and he was in front of me one spot, so I need to beat him. Out of all the other guys, I knew I needed to beat him, and yeah, I was listening to his judge also and mine. We had the same number of reps, and I just started doing snatches muscle with bended back. So I need to beat this guy. I need to
Go
beat this guy.
faster. Yeah.
Yeah, faster, and I just finished 1 second before him. So yeah, it was good finish for me. And it was shorter event. It was sub 4 minutes. It was 4 minutes something.
Yeah.
So
It was exciting to watch.
Yeah, it was exciting to watch. It wasn't that exciting to do it.
No, yes, I was very happy that I didn't have to do it, and I just got to watch.
I was so sorry for James and Khan Porter that they needed to demonstrate. Man, poor guy.
They had to go full out. Yeah, that's the kind of workout that if I were going to do, I would probably do it with like a 2-minute rest in between each round. I would do the 21 and then probably take a break. I turn it into like some fun interval workout and definitely not go full bore. That would suck. So is Luca giving you sort of his impressions of the workout sort of throughout the whole weekend, since he was going before you in most of these?
Yes, but yeah, what he said, you don't feel it. After I said, how you don't feel it? I felt it on 15. He's like, what am I supposed to say? It will hurt like hell, and you will go slower.
Right.
That's true though. He did you a solid.
Right.
Yeah. Like I felt it on the 21 reps.
Yeah.
Like
encouraging versus reality is kind of, there's a fine line there.
So yeah, he was going before me on each event, and I remember the most his first event in the North Park, the pig flips. Mm-hmm. I was warming up and I can hear announcer, Luka Đukić is flipping this pig really good, and I'm like, man, he's doing the games right now. And for me, the first event was like, it's okay. It was games, but it was not really in front of the crowd, and I was hearing the crowd roaring and everything. Now, like, man, he's doing the games. I think I got scared, and for me, for himself, it was just some weird feeling. But yeah, he went before me each workout, and he gave me a lot of advices. So yeah, it helped me a lot that he was there.
Mm-hmm. Now, did he get to move on to Saturday morning?
Yes.
He did.
Yes.
Okay, so Saturday morning, your event win, and the first event that you guys do all together, right? We're all 30 of you on the field at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, so toes to bar running. Let's talk about this
Yeah.
one. This is your sweet spot in terms of time domain, right?
Yes, but I'm actually not that great runner, to be honest. Out of all the athletes that were there, I was really not expecting to win it. I bluffed with Pat Wellner that I'll win this one, but actually my brother is much better runner than me. But he twitched his back on the power snatches the day before, and he got spasmed in his lower back, so he couldn't really run. And I paced it perfectly, so I think also toes to bar are my best movement. I think if we had 40 reps, I would go unbroken on all of them. So yeah, it was my first event win. It was really special, especially that camera was not on me for a single moment until the finish. So yeah, Baden Brown was in front for, I think he was 30 seconds in front of me, but I knew he's at the end of the at the end of the line. He started before me. I was back, so I knew he will need to run.
He's always going to look like he's ahead because of where he was in his lane placement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he just went maybe 3 seconds inside his lane before me, and I just tried to cycle toes to bars as fast as possible, and he dropped on 25th. He didn't do them unbroken. He fell off the bar on 25th rep. So yeah.
So did you do them unbroken every time?
Yeah. Wow. And it was so funny to drop from the bar and then win the event. I did 30th rep
with your face plant,
and I didn't wait for my legs to come down and then start running. I grabbed with my legs and just dropped with my face on the grass, and yeah, just sprinted to the finish line. It was like, don't fuck up. Really funny.
So the important question.
Reeboks?
Oh
yeah, sorry, Scott. Were you wearing your Reeboks?
Yeah, I was. Okay. It was actually a fun story with Patrick Wellner. After the Echo Bike and the Snatches event, we were all cooling down and stuff. And when we walked our way to the warm-up area and to leave the Alliant Energy Center, I asked him, "Hey man, can you hook me up with some Reeboks? I'm going to win the event tomorrow." He's like, "Sure, man. Here's the contacts from this guy from Reebok. Just send him a message and tell him I gave you contact." And I'm like, "Sure, why not? At least I'll have 2 more pairs of shoes." And he's like, and I wrote to this guy, and he's like, "Sure, I will bring you runners and nanos tomorrow morning." And I'm like, okay, but it was funny. I never ran in those shoes. I was like, it's worth the risk. If you win the event, you get bonus. If you don't win it, you wouldn't win it even in your running shoes that you're used to. So
right.
Yeah, it was pretty wild to win it in Reeboks.
So did you literally take them out of the box and wear them that morning?
Yeah,
like
I just took them out of the box and put them on.
Savage.
I walked a little bit in them just to make them loose.
So you ran 4.5 or whatever miles in brand new shoes?
3 miles. I think it's 3 miles. Brand new shoes.
Oh yeah, it was 3 miles. Okay, yeah. Brand new shoes. Okay.
So are they your favorite running shoes now?
Yeah, they are. They will be. They will be in some golden box
trophy case. Yeah.
10K shoes.
So what shoes do you normally wear?
I wear shoes that my girlfriend gave me for birthday. Those are Nike Infinity Run, something like this, I think.
Okay.
Love it.
Awesome.
And is it true that you earned $38,000 this past weekend at the games?
A little bit more, but yeah.
A little bit more? Okay. That's not a bad payout. It paid for your trip, right? And then some?
and I earned a lot. We got our trip covered by our. I need to say it, but we got our trip covered by our community.
Oh,
we
nice.
were selling the shirts for support Đukić brothers to go to the games, and yeah, there was a lot of shirts sold. So yeah, we need to say that our community really helped us.
That's great. Okay, so you go from a first place finish to a second place finish. I don't know,
Yeah.
it's just almost the end of the weekend and you're just feeling good. This was the 11-minute AMRAP pegboard overhead squats and heavy double unders.
Yeah.
Talk about this one a little bit.
Well, before I started following ATP closely, I was doing some Rich's training. What's Rich doing? And man, he's all about pegboards and double unders, heavy double unders, all kinds of double unders. So yeah, I knew with my capacity, with my aerobic capacity, I'll be able to go good for 11 minutes, and I will not slow down. And I'm pretty good with pegs. I have a small peg in my garage gym, and the only way you can do it is if you go double the reps. If there's one peg in the workout, I'll do two. If there's two, I'll go four. So yeah, I think it helped, and I usually go touch and go on my pegboard. So this was pretty easy, and I think I didn't slow down a single second when I climbed the peg. Maybe just to chalk up my hands and go again. But the big story for this one was my judge.
The double unders.
My double unders. It was really bad for me because he counted 15 reps, but he counted one rep slower than I started with double under, and he didn't count the first one. So yeah, that was the problem. He counted 15, but he didn't count the first one. So there was actually 16 reps done each round. So yeah, and
a couple times he had to call you back, right?
Yeah, he called me back only once. Okay. But I was able to talk to him during the workout. I'm like, man, you're killing me. You're counting 15, but I'm doing 16 reps each time. He's like, okay, go 15. And like, he's like, okay, go 15. Like, go your 15. I'm like, okay. And I did 15. And there's it's good that camera was on me for when he brought me back. So if you start, it was exactly 5th minute of the workout. And if you count my reps, it's 15 reps. I did what he said. So I did my 15 reps, and it's exactly 15 reps. And I dropped the handles and go to the peg, and he's like, no, do one more. And I come back and I do 16 reps.
Mm-hmm.
16th rep.
How many times have you watched that video?
Oh, many times. And yeah, it was pretty demoralizing because I took 2nd place in this one, and Cole Sager beat me by 5 reps. If you 5 reps of double unders, if you count, I did 11 rounds or 12, I'm not sure. There's 12 double unders just because I did 1 rep more every single round. And then there's those second laws that he brought me back to do additional double unders. So it was like 3 seconds and 3 seconds. In 6 seconds, you can do at least 3-4 double unders, maybe more. So yeah, I was pretty bummed about it, even though I took 2nd place. So yeah.
And were you wearing Reeboks for that?
Yeah, I was in Reeboks for that. And
so you got $2,000 more.
Yeah,
but it could have been 10.
It could have been 10. And like Boz was pretty nice guy about it, and I made an appeal. Like you can see when, because they were filming me because I won the heat, and then they changed because I started complaining. I said, it's okay, but I will make an appeal for this one, and you can see it on the camera. And they switched. But yeah, I went to Boz and made an appeal. He was a really nice guy about it, because first they gave me 7 reps for I did 10 reps in the last round, and they gave me 7. So he needed to check the scorecard and gave me 3 more reps for what they missed. And then he's like, I can't really give you additional 5 reps. I'm like, give me 5 reps. Nothing on the leaderboard will be changed. I will just have 10K more.
Right.
So yeah, that was my point. And yeah,
A costly mistake.
He was nice, but he said, I can't play it by the. It's figuratively that you would do those 5 reps. Maybe you could.
Right. You can't assume. Right. Maybe you would have missed.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
You could have tripped on your way back to the pegboard or whatever. Yeah, it's hard to. It's hard to.
Yeah,
it's just
he was nice about it, but he didn't give me more reps. Yeah, I don't blame him. It's okay. I actually stop blaming the judge. He did. I think he did his best to count.
Sure.
Double unders good. He didn't do it on purpose for sure. So yeah.
Right, and I'm sure he got a stern talking to probably as well. But he was wearing a mask, so you don't really know what he looks like either, right? You can't like tackle him in the parking lot afterwards.
I saw him on the dinner. I knew the tattoo. He had full sleeve tattoo.
Okay.
And I didn't want to say anything. I just said hi.
Yeah, play it smart. You're gonna have to be back there again, and he's gonna be there again, and you want to. It's kind of like in baseball, you don't want to argue with the umpires because they're never gonna, give you the calls. So just be gracious.
It's in the past. You can't change anything.
Right.
So it is what it is. I'm happy with, like, those 10K wouldn't change anything much in my life, but it would be nice to have them. So yeah.
For sure.
So I was going to say, so the final event on Saturday is the 1 rep max snatch.
Actually, I almost PR'd that.
That's amazing. You at 270, right?
I was at 270, yeah. And I was actually scared not to lift the first bar because after so much volume, it's
sure.
My PR is 273 or 4 pounds. It was 125 kilos. And the first weight was 118 kilos and 260 pounds. So it's too close to my max, and I'm cold, and I'm under so much fatigue already. So like, just don't miss the first bar and you're okay. And sure enough, I didn't miss it, but 3 guys missed it. So I'm like, yeah, you're not last on the snatch. And yeah, I lift over 270. It's just a kilo, I think, or 2 under my PR. So it was like, if I miss the next one, if I miss the next one, it's not a problem. But I tried to lift it as good as I could, but my shoulders dropped and I couldn't really lock it.
Did you have to do a tiebreaker?
Yeah, with Jason Hopper.
And who won?
He won. I stumbled on my second rep. I did all touch and go, but on the second rep, it dropped me a little bit out of my balance, so he won. And
did you finish, or did you just sort of?
I finished. I did all. It wasn't like he won and I had 5 seconds.
So far behind.
It was 1 second.
Okay, because I was curious. I was surprised to see a lot of athletes who, once they knew they lost the tiebreaker, they didn't finish the reps. I've never ever really seen that in CrossFit before, but I guess at that point you're trying to preserve, all your energy. It was a long day, lots of pulling, and clearly we saw some injuries that night too. So I guess better safe than sorry. But that was strange as a fan to see guys just sort of put the bar down and walk over the bar and go to the finish line. I was like, this is not CrossFit.
I don't remember who did, but I remember
a couple of people that did.
There were some guys.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Maybe if I was in their situation, I would do the same.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I don't blame them. It just took me by surprise.
Yeah.
So what place are you in going into Sunday then? Do you know? Because you got 15th on that snatch. So you're
7th.
Still
no,
going in?
8 going into the Sunday.
Okay. And what are your emotions like? What's your headspace like going into Sunday?
yeah, I was on a high. I think I did good on the snatch for me, and I did good with the 2 events previous to that one. So I think like this hype went into my head for the event that was coming, the yoke.
And you
So,
you won $12,000, so you were
not that.
that's still pretty good high right there.
Yeah, and they were I took second on the swim, so yeah, that's 2 more.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
There you
man,
go.
I paid for my trip. It's okay. Whatever I do from now, it's bonus.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's awesome. So this next event, event 13, you've got the Ghd Sit-Ups, which is really just kind of a buy-in, the burpee sandbag over the bail, again, just kind of some grunt work before you get to that yoke carry. And it was broken up into different segments where you carried the yoke as far as you could. If you didn't finish, you got a minute rest, and you had to go back again, do the GHDs. How many times did you have to go through?
All I needed to go all the intervals.
Okay, all it was at 4. It was 4, right?
4 intervals. 2, 2,
Okay.
2, 3.
So the
It
yoke was the biggest problem for you then.
At the warm up, it's so different. At the warm up, I do everything good, and Wellner struggles at everything. He missed 90 kilo snatch at the warm up, and then he almost won the event. And I was like, perfect setup. I feel good. and I take 15, and he takes third, but he misses 90 kilos. Also on the yoke, I felt great. Like I see the other guys, they're struggling more than I am, and I'm great. I will be great at yoke. And then I actually didn't really warm up for GHDs. I just did yoke, and I did some hip warm up and ab warm up, but I didn't really do 20 GHDs and go into the yoke. And I didn't.
So your midline
really, yeah.
was
And
affected
when I did, like all the other athletes made me go faster on GHD, and that wasn't the smart move, because your core got burned in those GHDs. So yeah, if I went 5 seconds slower on the first GHD, I would have done it much better. So also a rookie mistake, but next time I'll know what to do.
Sure. Did the surface that you carried the yoke on make a difference too? Because I assume in the warm up you're just on concrete,
On
right?
concrete,
Which is
you're on
a
concrete.
lot more stable than that turf.
Yes, it made big difference, at least for me. And
yeah, squishy.
I tried to take advantage of the grass, and I tried to push. When I finish the yoke, I push it, and
Right.
I push it like 5-10 meters. And then boss is like, I'm watching you, don't push the yoke anymore. Okay, I'll need to carry it. It was much easier to push it like a sled, to be honest.
So you're 18th place in that
Yeah,
workout. We move into workout number 14. So this is back in the Coliseum now. 6, 10, 14, heavy deadlifts, and these freestanding handstand push-ups.
Yeah, it got announced just before.
Yep.
But I'm pretty athletic guy, I would say, and I catch stuff quickly, and it was good for me. At the warm up, I did them good.
So hold on, you say you catch on really quickly. So did you not train these? Is these not something you trained?
No, I trained. I practiced, but not with this standard. You know, you do freestanding handstand push-ups and handstand hold and stuff like that. But I just did it in one place, or walk, do one, walk, do another one. But yeah, not with this standard. In this one, deadlifts were bigger problem for me.
Okay.
Because for example, I took 2 minutes to finish last deadlifts, 14 reps, and Jeffrey did them in 14 seconds. And I still beat him in a workout because my handstand push-ups were so good. So yeah, it was. I did handstand push-ups, those freestanding handstand push-ups, pretty good, but my deadlifts were my bigger problem there, because yoke crushed my core and GHD also, and then I just didn't have any back left for deadlifts.
Okay. And then the 15th and final workout, you get a 9th place. That's where you end up overall for the week. 600-meter row, 90 chest to bar pull-ups, and then that dramatic march to the finish. How did those pull-ups feel?
Actually, it was, I knew I would be good
easy.
I did good. Actually, I was thinking it will be more of a problem for the other guys, but top 20 guys in the world,
they're all good.
Everybody can do chest to bar. So yeah, I did good on the row. I was first on the rower, and everybody's like, you made mistake on the rower, you went too fast. Man, I think I'm best rower in the game, other than Roman Krenikov. I think me and him, if it was 5K for time, I think it will be like between me and him. But yeah, barbell was also a factor there for me, because first lunges, they're on the back, you don't feel them. Then on the front, your back and your core is dead from everything. So for me, front rack position was much harder than the overhead. When I took the barbell for the front rack, my back just crunched, and I tried, and I did it unbroken, but it was so hard. And yeah, again, barbell for me, it was too much barbell. It was not too much program, but for me it was too much. I would place better if it was more, instead of a barbell, there could have been some more pistols. There could have been some more bike erg or bike event or something. I don't know. Just it was, for me, it was too much barbell, and I think it was about programming for where some of the guys finished. So yeah, programming was a factor this time, because if it was Fraser, he would take first in whatever you give him. But this year, it was programming was a huge part of how the guys finished, I think.
Well, and it sounds like you've done a lot of analysis, because some of the things that you've been talking to about in some of these workouts, like knowing how long it took you to do a certain set of something, or knowing how you compare it against someone else, and knowing what place you were in. This seems like a huge learning experience for you too. Being that it's your rookie year, you've got a lot, not a big foundation of 15 events in a row and what that looks like, but it sounds like you've dialed in that strategy so that, when this comes up again, you're going to be a lot more prepared and just a lot more experienced.
Yeah.
What do you have coming up? Are you going to make a run at some of these off-season events to get some more experience?
Yeah, but everybody say I'm a rookie at the games. That's true, but I'm not a rookie competitor. I was competing so much at Europe, at the events that were not really CrossFit events, and they were not so much followed by media. I was at Dubai, I was at Athens Throwdown, I was at Belgium Throwdown, I was at Aphrodite Games, I was at so many events, and to be honest, games were not my hardest competition that I have ever done. So yeah, it was just a different experience because of the crowd. There was never so much crowd that I competed in front. Also, competitors, I competed against a lot of them, semis, regionals, Dubai. So yeah, it was not completely unknown for me. So yeah, I learned a lot about the games, and I will for sure make it better, even better next time. So yeah, and when it was over, I was like, I'm happy that it's over, but I can't wait for next year. If they can just bring it again, like next week, I would go again next week. So yeah.
So I have a quick question for you, Lazar. You actually qualified for the games previous to this.
Yes.
And you actually declined that invite because you didn't think you were ready.
Yeah.
Do you have any remorse or a regret that you didn't take advantage of that year of opportunity just to see what it was like? Or do you think you made the right decision in waiting till this year when you're a top 10 competitor?
Yeah, I think I made a right decision. And I never regretted not going 2019, because everybody says that 2019 was different, and like some of the guys were competing in 2019, but I would say this was their rookie year at the games, because it was so much different than 2019. Back then I would be cut after 2 events or 3 events, I don't know, and I wouldn't make any impact that I would want to make. So yeah, I wanted to save my rookie year for something big, and I tried my best. So yeah.
Yeah, you did that. So are you and your brother now training together? Starting to train together?
No.
No.
No. I think it works perfectly like this, and we will definitely train a little bit more often together, but we will not follow the same programming, and will not do the same stuff. And with your previous question, I didn't say I just got yesterday an invite for Rogue Invitational, so I'll go to that one.
Yay.
So yeah, that's the plan, and after it, Dubai for sure. So yeah, those 2. I don't know if I will for sure go to Dubai, but we'll see, depending on how Rogue goes.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. I mean, you've definitely become sort of a household name in the CrossFit space, which I'm very excited for you for that, because even though you have been doing this for a while, relatively unknown to us American fans. So we're excited to have you as part of the team, and we certainly appreciate your time today. I know we went way longer than we probably should have.
I just have one quick question. One quick question before you go. You're a top 10 competitor, and that means a lot. Kat is kind of mentioning it. You're now a household name. Have you seen a difference or an uptick in the sponsorship activity, or is it too soon to tell yet?
Yeah, actually, I got some emails from sponsors, but I still can't say anything. So
yeah, I totally understand. I just wanted to know if you saw some activity.
Yeah, I started working with a manager also, so I think stuff will start happening. I hope.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just really cool.
Excited for him. You'll have to give us your manager's name then, if we have to go through him or her to schedule you for future podcasts.
No, we are friends, so you can go.
We can still call you.
Yeah.
Good. Well, we appreciate it. It's always fun to talk to you. We'd love to have you on again.
Same. Thank you so much.
See how your training's going, and if we don't talk to you before then, we'll see you at Rogue.
Yeah.
We'll see you at Rogue.
Yes, congrats on an awesome finish this year.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Great to get to know you, and great to watch you guys.
Great to get to know you, man.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.